Welcome to another episode of While the Kids Are Sleeping.
I'm Nat Zara.
I'm Incisive. I have some random things today.
It's not really bitty, is it?
It's not bitty.
Okay.
Most of it is linked. The question isn't, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Sort of. Numbers today.
Gosh.
Numbers and interesting things about numbers. Actually, before we even get into the numbers, Nat, I've noticed, has a habit.
What is this?
Nat Zara, I've noticed, has a habit that a lot of people do. My question is, when somebody announces that they're going to the toilet, what is the response? I'm just going to the toilet.
You do it as well.
I'm just going to the toilet quickly.
You do it as well.
Sitting, watching, I'm just going to the toilet. What's the response?
Okay, so you know where I'm going.
One sec. Oh, I need to close the door. One sec. Sorry. What, just okay?
Yeah. What if I just get up and go, then what?
Just okay. You can just get up and go. You can just get up and leave the room
I do
and
that
go.
sometimes.
I'm just going to it. Okay, fine. Enjoy. Anyway, besides that. The clock hands in adverts always, apparently, now you can look at this, show the time 10 past 10.
No, don't say that. Honestly.
Apparently, and it's because the hands
Are the right.
they look like they're smiling almost. It's like a V
Oh,
shape.
really?
And it's more of a appealing time.
10 past 10.
10 past 10. So if you look at Rolex adverts, Omega, Psycho.
Oh my
They use it around the
gosh.
world in their adverts. The time is 10 past 10.
That is crazy.
Next time you see an advert for a watch, take a look at that.
Interesting.
Phone numbers always used in movies. Do you know what phone number they always use in movies?
I think in America, don't they use 555?
555. Do you know why?
Because there's no such thing as 555.
Because it's a reserved prefix. Come on, that's so no. It's a reserved prefix that ensures that it's not a real number.
Yeah,
Do you
because
know
there are so many numbers.
Do you know the reason?
Reason what now?
They came with this 555.
They must have put someone's real number in the film one time.
Right. So in Marilyn Monroe film one time,
Oh, someone's actual
they
phone number.
said a random number, but it was someone's phone number. Everybody was calling this
Oh
number.
my gosh,
People
that's a
were blowing
nightmare.
up this number. So from then they said, hey, we need to.
So hang on, what's the number that...
In the UK, I don't think they say...
No, I wasn't going to say that.
I'm
I was
sorry.
going to say, what's the number that Soulja Boy says in his song? Baby, I just wanna kiss you. What number does he say?
69, 29. I don't know. I don't know the lyrics.
29. I used to
I don't know the
number.
lyrics to that song.
Anyway,
I don't know the
okay,
lyrics to
go
the
on.
number. 13 is obviously an unlucky number.
Sorry, what are we saying now?
13 is an unlucky number.
Yeah.
So many buildings skip floor 13 on the lift, on the floor.
Really?
Floor 13 doesn't exist in a lot of buildings.
I don't believe that. I think we would know that.
It's either 12A, a lot of hospitals, airport gate numbers, no 13. Room numbers in hotels, no 13. Heathrow Airport does not have gate 13.
Really?
For that reason.
Oh my god.
Because I thought that's rubbish, but what is relatable that I can find? So I looked at Heathrow Airport, there's no gate 13.
No gate 13.
No gate 13 at Heathrow Airport because people are so scared of number 13.
That is crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah, interesting.
666 is avoided in hotels as well.
Of course.
No room number
Nobody wants to mess
666.
about with that.
Pi Day is March the 14th, which is 3.14.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently you eat pie on that day. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Never knew.
8 is unlucky, I think, in Chinese culture because it sounds like a word. No, it is lucky. It's lucky because it sounds like a word for wealth or prosperity.
Oh, okay.
And date format. So the date format, UK date format, we've got day, month, year. Americans have month,
day, year.
Day,
which is
year.
so backwards. I'm sorry, guys, it's backwards.
So I tried to find out why they do this. And
Why?
apparently the American colonists, when they were writing their diary entries, they were writing like July 14th.
Yeah, because I think that's how
I've seen some native Indians and blah.
I think that's naturally how Americans say the date. They'd say like,
yeah, July 14th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons when it's spoken, the month is said first.
yeah.
Right. Also, apparently, it's easier to reference records as well. If you're categorizing records, you don't want everything first, second. You want everything July, so you can look at the month July and then the date. You can look at every September, everything is September, and then the date.
Okay.
So apparently, when you're referencing records in databases, spreadsheets, it makes more sense.
Yeah, fair enough.
As well, so it's easier to sort and find. But yeah, there's no definitive reason as to why they do that.
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, I get it.
This was a question related to that. I didn't even know I had this question here, but I mean, I don't know if it's going to be the question because who knows? Is there any number that's had a significant impact on your life?
No, but I feel like I want there to be one.
Well, you want to be associated with a number?
Yeah, people like always, my lucky number is...
And it's
I
a
don't
random
have
number.
a lucky number. I don't have a...
There's nothing there.
But I'd like to... because I'm sure there's a way you can find out a number that like represents...
Well, you're just going to beg for a number? Do you know, I hate that.
Like,
some people
I'd like
know,
to know. I'm not going to beg for it because it doesn't mean anything to me. So I wouldn't be like, oh, this is now my new number.
But you're going to look for a number that means something to you so that you can have a number.
Just to know.
I feel
like
that's chicken
to know.
or the egg. I feel like the number should be there naturally. I think that's the same reason.
Yeah, I think the number should be there naturally. But I think with like the day you're born and all that sort of stuff, I think there is a number associated.
You can force a number. That's what you're looking for. Because that's what I was going to say. I think that's the reason I don't have a tattoo, because I think a tattoo, I should just want something and get it. I think sometimes, well, a lot of people just want a tattoo, and then they've got to find something
to get. I have definitely been that person.
That's chicken or the egg, and I think you should have something that you want to get, and then, okay, I'm going to get that as a tattoo. But if you do it like that, at some point, you may regret the tattoo, which is what you do.
I've done that once before,
There you go. Yeah, so that's what I think.
But
don't beg the number.
I'm not begging the number. I'm just saying,
tattoo.
I'd like to know. Because it's different to a tattoo. It's not permanent, is it?
My last fact, which is going to link us to the question. So on Insta, I posted this week. It was an image of was it an atlas image? I'm going to say it's an atlas image, but it wasn't a globe.
Oh, it was an atlas image.
And it showed like Russia.
Yeah.
And its width of Russia from one end, from the left all the way to the right of it, like the longest part was, I think, 6,400 kilometers, and Africa's was like, which looks much smaller on the globe, but that's 7,200 kilometers, and everyone was responding, "Oh my God, this is crazy." A lot of people knew. This is not new facts. Yeah, a lot of people knew. My question, though, and this is not the question, but my question is, if everybody knows this and it is fact, why haven't they changed it?
They're not going to change
Why haven't they changed? Just barefaced lying to us in our face, and we know. Why haven't they changed it? Why did we? What would it? Imagine they found out like, the Great Fire of London was not in 1066, it was in 1067. They would change history books. They've got to change the history books. They have to. I found out the other day that actually there's something, there's a process like called cleansing. It's not called cleansing, but essentially cleansing the library. So they've got to go through all library books and take out stuff that's not relevant. Old. Like if it says the current Prime Minister is Margaret Thatcher, they take that out. They've got to take that out. It's not relevant. It's not current fact. Yeah. So I'm sure they should prune out. It's pruning. Maybe it's called pruning. Prune out.
Yeah, it's pruning.
The ones that, like all the globes, they're not relevant anymore. Why don't they change it?
There's how do you see them doing that? Changing all.
They can change the money when they want to. When King Charles became the king, he sent a picture of himself to every school in this country. Put that up. Do you know that actually happened? Every single school sent out a picture, portrait of himself. Put that up because I'm the king. And it sounds crazy, but actually, if you go to Middle East and in Dubai and you see the Sheikh, it's up everywhere.
He's everywhere.
He's up everywhere. But yeah, King Charles sent out a picture of himself to every school in the country. Yeah,
I don't know how much it costs. They could actually change.
They could change the globe.
It wouldn't be immediate, but they can do it. Because at the moment they're putting Charles's face on money. It's true.
They can change Alicia Keys when she's singing the wrong note.
Stop. Leave Alicia Keys out.
Why haven't they changed it? Anyway, that brings me to the proper question in terms of locations. Here we go. I need to get it properly. So, do you believe your location influences your personality? I.e., what does I.e. stand for?
For instance.
E.g. is, I don't know.
Example.
I.e.
For example is E.g.
So for I.e., I want to say in other words, but I.O.W. in other words. If you were born somewhere else, do you think your personality would be different? We're going to start with if you were born in America and if you were born here. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things to think about. But also, if you were born in a different part of London, we are proud West Londoners. Yes, Nat Zara and I. If you were born in a different part of London, if that's probably the easier question, forget America. for now.
Yeah.
Do you think your personality would be different?
I think possibly. I think it would be a little bit. I think you're still yourself.
Right.
You are still yourself, but maybe if you grew up in a different area,
Such as? If you grew up in South London, do you think you would be the same? If not, how do you think you would differ?
How would I could be maybe a slightly worse version of myself.
What do you mean worse?
I don't know.
You are shooting for South London. What do you mean worse
Not
version?
shooting, but I think I maybe would have less filter.
I think you would have less filter. That is a good way of saying
Yeah.
it. If you were born in South London, you'd probably have a bit less filter.
Yeah, I think I would.
But you know, I don't know if it's a bad thing. I was thinking about this question, and aside from the American English thing, if I was born in South London, I think I would be, not that I'm not, but I think I would be a bit more of a go-getter.
Why do you think that?
Let me give you my breakdown.
Yeah.
I think, and this has been from the 90s, it's probably not as clearly distinct now, but it was back then. But probably there still is remnants of it. Listen to this. If you put a beautiful woman in the middle of the room, right? Let's say we're in the club and a beautiful woman's in the middle of the room. It's a square room, so on each side of the room you've got a guy from north, south, east, west, respectively, right? I think the first guy to move to this woman...
is from south.
Right, I didn't have to finish it. The first guy's from south. There's no denying. I don't care.
Because the guy from south has probably got more people gassing him to do it.
He's a go-getter. The guy from south is a go-getter. I don't care what no one says. I'm from west.
Why do you think the guy from
south
south's more of a go-getter? I think our reasons are different. Why do you
I don't even need to put my finger on it. Just the guy from south is the go-getter. He would be out there first. I think they are a bit more like that.
They hustle a bit more.
I think the last person would be...
West London.
Right, I didn't need to say that either. Unfortunately, West London would be the last. However, the best dressed and most smooth person...
is from West.
Is from West London.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a clear trait, but they would be the slowest to move. So I do think if I was from South London, back to my point, I would be more of a go-getter in general.
Okay.
I just think that.
Fair enough.
North and East, I don't know which one comes first on that line, but I know West is last.
I don't know.
I know West is last. So I think if I came from South London, I'd probably be a bit more... I don't know, I just feel like they're just on it more. And it's not just with women, just they'll just be on it more. They're a bit more outspoken, outgoing.
Yeah.
Outgoing. They're a bit more outgoing.
Yeah. They're less stush than West London.
They're less stush. West London is a very stush, reserved, laid back. But unfortunately, I think West London are the best. But
why is that unfortunately?
But because we will not show it off, we will not put it out there.
Yeah.
If there was a footballer, West Londoner, compared to a South Londoner footballer, the South Londoner could be 7 out of 10. The West London, in terms of talent, the West Londoner could be 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But the South Londoner will probably get further because he's more outgoing.
Maybe.
Am I lying?
Maybe.
That's what I think personally.
Okay.
So for that reason, I think if I was from South, I would be more outgoing. If I was from anywhere but West, I would not be as sharp.
Dressed, do you mean?
Dressed.
Okay. Yeah.
And what do you think?
I think... What, as in dressed?
Not just in general. Are there any traits or anything that you can see? So you said South London, you think you'd have less filter?
Yeah, I think I'd have less filter.
If you're from East, this is an interesting one. Or no, if you're from Northwest.
I'd probably be even worse.
You think it'd be worse?
Yeah. I don't know, you know. I think... Because Northwest is close to West. It's not a million miles away, to be honest.
But
there are differences.
It's
very different.
Yeah.
There are
There are clear differences.
Clear differences, that's true. I think it might be similar. Like, I just think maybe when you're from West London, you're probably a bit more... But do you know what? The reason why...
A bit more what? Finish
maybe a bit more laid back.
Reserved, yeah.
Yeah, but I think when you said about having more confidence, I do think just like using the club example.
I don't know if it's confidence, but go on.
Well, just you said the South London guy would have more confidence to move to the girl.
I don't think it's confidence.
What do you think it is then?
I think the West London guy was just as confident, but he just wouldn't do it. He just...
Or
Well,
you talk
maybe it's
yourself out of it.
confidence.
I think it is because I think
Maybe
it is like South London is bigger. So there's more people from South London. So you probably feel more like, yeah, this is me. I'm like, we're the only people in this club. There's a few people from West, few people from North and East. But I think maybe because you are in a club and the majority of people, it feels like the majority of people are from South, you have that confidence.
But I think you put them in Big Brother in an empty room and there's no and there's just one of each and the South hasn't come with the 100 people they normally come with. I think that's still in their soul now.
I don't know. But do you know what it makes me think of as well? America. Because America is also so big, in their mind, the only place is America.
Right.
So they're confident. When you see Americans, they are confident. They
but why, what?
Because it's just more popular.
What do you mean? I know you're getting somewhere, but I can't understand.
I think it's
fully. What do you
popularity.
mean?
So you feel more confident, like it's going to work. It has to work. It's true. It's true.
But why? Just because you're the only ones?
You just have more people behind you. You have more support.
But do they have more support though?
Yeah, they do. When you go in a club with South London and a bag of people are cheering,
but
it's the same thing. In America, if your hit goes to number one, it's a lot bigger than if your hit goes to number one in the UK. That's why people always want to break America.
Yeah,
they're more popular.
More populated, I guess. Yeah, I guess. So in conclusion, if you were from South London, you think had less filter?
Yes. I don't know if I dress as well either. I don't know. Oh no, South London don't come for me. Sorry. I just think West is the best dressed. That's the thing.
I think West is the best dressed too. Male and female. I just think that's the truth. I don't know if I'm biased, but I'm trying to be unbiased. Even when I'm being unbiased,
and I don't really know if I can. I don't know if I can pinpoint anything from East and North. To be honest.
Do you know? I think if I'm being honest, I think North are not far behind with West dress. Sets. They're not far behind.
You talk different from each of those areas as well.
Now, not as much. South is still more
East London,
distinct.
you would
South,
be talking
East.
different.
East, you talk different. Yeah.
North, maybe the other. But I think
North
if you're
and
from
West aren't
East,
far from each other.
if you're from East, you would be talking completely different.
Yeah. The accent would be different.
Yeah.
But North and West probably the same.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be pretty.
Northwest have got their own twang. That I can't put
so?
my finger on, but there's a twang, and I was going to talk about that in another episode, but I'll figure out where it is.
Do you think so?
They've got a twang. It's like a twang.
Stop.
They've got a twang. Northwest. People that know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. Okay. Northwest people got a twang.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, cool. I don't know. We are who we are.
We are who we are.
No, I haven't got one. Episode.